this video, we are going to finish supercharging the LSC Express 15-passenger Chevy van.
They're experts in the fuel system, so we ordered up this Aeromotive fuel pump setup that has this guy right here, which I've never seen before. We have a ton of cool Aeromotive parts. This is gonna be probably the biggest, most capable fuel system on any of my cars. Okay. Are we free?
We're free.
I think we're free. Let's try down with her. All right. Look at that. There's probably only like 2 gallons left. All right, we're gonna get this guy on the table. We can work at our level. So here's the game plan on the fuel tank. We need to clean it up, and then here is what it's gonna look like. We're gonna be installing a second fuel pump module here. So we have to drill a hole in the tank, in the plastic, and we're gonna be leaving this one as is. So under normal driving conditions, the van will function just like stock with the factory fuel pump, and then when we get into some boost, it'll have a Hobbs switch and it'll activate that. Right there. There we go. So this is a universal piece, and it may need to be cut down depending on your application. So when we put it in here, yeah, it's bottoming out before it can seal. No big deal, we just have to measure and cut. I have experience with this tool. We're definitely measuring once and just cutting once. All right, let's see if this guy fits in here now. Oh yeah, we did good. Look at that, perfect. Jordan's over here working on the second bracket. I don't want to jinx myself, but we're doing pretty darn good. It's been about 3 hours so far. Tank is out. Jordan is rocking these brackets out, and the fuel system is really coming together too. So this isn't a part we're actually going to be using. It's a tool so that we know where to drill our holes. Cool. So we got one, and now to center this, we're just going to take a bolt right there. Now we're locked, ready to go. Got a little bit more cleaning to do. That's why we drained all the fuel though, so we can just vacuum this stuff up. I don't recommend using a vacuum cleaner with a fuel tank. The fuel vapors, especially on an older vacuum cleaner, they can make things blow up and explode, which we don't want. But we drained this out about a half hour ago. All the vapors are gone. I took a rag to the inside. What I'm saying, people, here is that I'm not responsible for anything you guys do, all right? This is just what we're doing, and it's worked so far. So this is a new one for me. This is a fuel foam baffle. And essentially, this tank doesn't really have any baffling in it to keep the fuel around the fuel pump. So when you take a turn or you launch hard, the fuel could slosh around. This is mostly when you're under about a quarter tank or so, and you don't want the fuel pumps to starve for fuel, especially the 2 gigantic ones that we're installing. So we have to fit this in there. So now we're just gonna smush this down like this. Not gonna lie, this seems impossible at the moment. It's like building a ship in a bottle, but probably a million times easier than doing that. All right, we're almost there. Almost there. Yay! Yeah, this takes a little practice. Okay, note to self, read instructions. They say to use the drill guide as kind of a funnel and then fold it like this. All right.
Step it is in the top camera.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's way better. Okay. All right, that worked much better. So we still have that bottom rubber basket there. Everything's good. All right, everything is lined up nicely. Next, we have to slide this guy in, so they give you a little slit in there. So you can install it in the tank. And then if we drilled these holes properly, these should all fit through. While Jordan's welding up our transmission cooler, we have to install these 2 fuel pumps and this top hat. It's a beautiful piece, I must say. These are 340 liter per hour fuel pumps. There are 2 of them. This is a ton of fuel because we're gonna be using E85. And these are the stealth pumps, so they should be fairly quiet, just like stock. All right, we have a really nice thick gasket, and the fuel pumps are going in with brand new socks, of course. It's a very clean setup, by the way. Ow. It's not a real project until you get hurt, right? And really nice weather pack connectors. This is a very clean setup. Look at that. This could be factory. This is better than factory. This is so cool. Finished product on the fuel tank. This is ridiculous, guys. Look at how nice this is on my van. Wow, the wiring Taylor did is amazing. Everything is routed properly. Look at this. So we have a lot of extra line here, so we're gonna get the tank in right now, and then we'll trim this up going to the fuel rail. All the plumbing for the fuel system is done. I mean, this is insane. This is nuts. So this is the main feed from the factory pump. So this is what's going to be feeding the van with fuel all the time. It goes through the filter. And then when we get into boost, we have a boost activated hob switch that's going to turn on our aftermarket pumps, feed into here. This is so cool. It kind of looks like a Terminator hand or something like that. But it's going to also feed fuel into our fuel filter, and we have a regulator here as well. And this is the flex fuel sensor, but super professional. The guys here at Indiana Muscle, just seriously, everything is top notch. Even on my crusty van, this is the setup they're doing. So I've installed a few of these flex fuel sensors on my AMG cars that don't have a return line. So the van from the factory doesn't either, but we have a return from the regulator. So there's really no point in having this in the feed. It could be a restriction, although probably not a big restriction. It's one of those, why have it in the feed when you can just have it in the return? It just needs to sense that ethanol. That's its only job. Do your job. It's made by Continental, like the tire company. It's kind of cool. So I guess some of the newer GM cars use that Continental flex fuel sensor. I thought they just made tires. Oh, listen to that.